Understanding really what it means when there's been a significant loss to come to the final stage of grief, and that's the hard at times, very hard, the acceptance. Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Jantz, and I have authored about 45, 46 books now, and I want to let you know I've recently completed a book on grief. And though this short video is not about my book, because this stage and getting to acceptance is so important when we've had significant loss of a loved one, loss of a job or a career, a medical loss, where it's had an effect on what we can do physically, where there's a loss really of identity, of who we have been. And so this is really an important process going through and coming to a place when, and acceptance doesn't mean I agree with what happened. It doesn't mean I don't feel it anymore, but it means I'm not being controlled by it. And I'm operating out of more strength than a sense of absolute fatigue, no energy, no sense of direction because I've lost a part of my identity. Losing a loved one, using that as an illustration, is really big and a really big deal. I just need to say that it is. And it's nothing that to come to a place of acceptance, we're not on a timeline. But here's a few things that I made note of. What is the acceptance stage of grief? And it's recognizing that the loss was real. No more denial. The loss was real, is real. I know that, for example, that person is gone. They're not with me now. It's a permanent at this time loss. So that's the first one. And we can feel the emotions of grief, and this is a key, without being consumed by them. You're going to feel it, but it's not all consuming and it doesn't control everything about you. And we can find meaning beyond the pain. That's a big one. Coming through the pain to find a sense of purpose and meaning after walking through what could be some of the most difficult days of your life. It doesn't mean we forget. Acceptance is never about forgetting. It is about ultimately having a sense of making peace about what you've come through in the loss. Here's a few misconceptions about acceptance. It means I'm okay with a loss. No, it doesn't. It means you acknowledge it. You're not in denial. You're in reality. Once I reach acceptance, the grief is over. No, that's not true either. This grief is certainly, in one word, it's a journey, and emotions do reemerge. It's not a journey that is easily walked through. If I accept what happened or I accept my loss, it means I'm moving on too quickly. No, acceptance is not betrayal. Acceptance is a significant stage in healing. All right, here's a few important considerations. One, we got to stop fighting our emotions. We have to give ourselves permission to grieve. We can express our loss. We do that through talking to other loved ones. We seek appropriate counseling. And number three, we find a new sense of purpose. This could be through helping others, but it's generally we find something meaningful. After a loss, there is a search phase for what is next and what brings me purpose and meaning. And another key is you support You allow others to support you. We don't navigate grief alone. It's all about the relationships. It's all about the relationships and people who love and care. So grief is not really about letting go. It's really about learning to carry the loss with other key people that can be an important part of our healing and recovery. So we moved from shock to denial to bargaining to acceptance. And here we are. This loss was real, had a real effect on my life, but I am ready now to no longer live in a destructive way by not caring for myself. I'm going to care for myself and do something greater. I'm going to do something with purpose and meaning for my life. Sometimes we need help to walk through grief. Sometimes it's really difficult, and we need that healing hand of really, like the work we do here at the center, a place of hope. We need an intense process to work through this, and people do not regret doing that. They usually regret waiting too long. So moving through the pain of grief to acceptance is the first steps to giving us a new sense of purpose and meaning.